Bro, you still think you beat George Groves and Billy Joe Saunders? Tell me that in deluded.
We're not talking about Billy Joe Saunders or George Groves. We're talking about me and you.
Yes. And you're going to get schooled.
In February,
I promise you.
It's going to be a painful lesson for you.
That's what you think. You're hoping. This is what you're hoping, Chris. You're hoping I die. I don't live the life. I die. You want to catch up with me. You know you're going to be down after 6 rounds. You know that. But you're hoping that I die and I'm not fit. I'm going to get better as the fight goes on.
No matter what, this fight was going to be pay-per-view over in the UK. Where was it? Was it going to be, you think Frank Warren was going to give it to you for free? Or on free TV? Or a part of what? You got to have a cable over there to have BT Sport, regular BT Sport? Did you think this was going to be Sky Sports fight night card? We've been hearing about it for a long time, and don't be fooled. This is the Al Heyman event. It's promoted by what, Poxin Sports or something? Poxin? I forgot if it's the O or the Z. This is Al Heyman event. We don't know if Chris Eubank Jr. is an Al Heyman fighter. However, there are rumors surrounding him and that he's met with them a couple of months ago, whatever. They was at Wilder Fury. Him and his pop. Let's find a face-off for you.
Today, so you know, it's good to have a solid.
Jesus, their volume is low.
Is essentially you wanted to control your career and have fights like this to finish with, correct?
I call these legacy fights because these are the fights that people remember you for. Me against Eubank, me against Groves, me against Smith. These domestic tear-ups you can't beat. So, as I say, I'm getting towards the end. I've got a couple more years in the game. I want to get them big fights in.
He doesn't bring a world title in terms of what you might call one of the major world titles.
Hold up. The IBO title was on the line. Remember when George Groves threw it in the bin? And you saw Chris Eubank Jr. walking around with it at like concerts and shit? But now it's on the line. It's a world title.
Locker. What does he bring though? Because let's face it, there is something that the public latch on to.
He brings the surname now. On a serious note, he brings the name, but he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He's a tough fighter. He's game. I say he's got big balls. He's got a lot of heart. He don't mind if it gets hard. So that's why he is dangerous. But technically, he's not as good as me at all. I come from good pedigree, and
I think the selling point of the fight to me is that it's kind of a career match for both. James DeGALE definitely needs this win, right? I mean, if he was to lose to Chris Eubank Jr., Chris Eubank Jr. has a lot to make up for in regards to his respect as a credible, really good 168-pounder. He's 29 years old. James DeGALE, 32. Who needs this win more? In my opinion, James DeGALE, because people are going to be calling for him to retire. Because if he loses to Chris Eubank Jr., then likely he's going to lose by either getting knocked out or having his ass beat for 12 rounds, right? If Chris Eubank Jr. is able to be the Chris Eubank Jr. we've seen late against Billy Joe Saunders, and we've seen, you know, like it's in there. It's like, you know, when you have like a pit bull. Somebody said this to me before. When you have a pit bull, your pit bull can be the most loving, caring pit bull in the world. I'm talking about good with the kids, you know, like smiling, always a happy ass dog. But somewhere in there, there's a pit bull. It's in there. It's always in there. You know?
I wouldn't say you were lost for words, but he was keen, I think, to be the alpha male.
He likes to put on a front. He likes to laugh and joke about. You know, I'm very serious about this fight. This is I'm not here to mess around now. This is my opportunity to put myself back on top. And you know, I hear him talk about retirement and, you know, whoever loses is game over. That hasn't even come into my mind. I haven't even thought. I can't even put that into my mind about what would happen if I lose. I'm going in there to dominate.
How does he compare, do you think, to George Groves?
And I think This is my opinion. I think Eubank is going to win, but I think that Eubank gets the underdog. I don't know how much James DeGALE has left, man. And he can't go to 175. He'd get battered. If James DeGALE was to win, depending on how he wins, I'm going to be highly shocked. Let's go look at the 168-pound division. Just to let you know what we're looking at. Because both of these guys can't compete at 175. If James DeGALE was to lose, I believe that, like he's done, and that he won't be able to compete at top level. Where Chris Eubank loses, if Chris Eubank Jr. loses, depending on how he loses, he's still got other fights he can get. Boxing is like that. You got Anthony Durrell versus Avni Yildirim that's coming up for the WBC title. Also, you're going to have for the WBC champion in recess is weird. David Benavidez, when he returns, taking on Julian Love. That's supposed to be on maybe Spence versus Garcia in March. We don't know what Colin Smith is going to be doing. He's the wild card to fight Canelo if Canelo doesn't fight Danny Jacobs on the zone in May. Jose Uzcategui is fighting Caleb Plant this weekend. Right now it's 8:51 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday, January 11th, 2018. He's fighting, Uzcategui is fighting Caleb Plant this weekend, the 13th, 2 days from now, on the new PBC on Fox Sports 1 for that IBF title. You got Gilberto Ramirez, who said he's moving up after he had clearly beat Jesse Hart. And Jesse Hart is still going to get another title shot if he moves up. Crazy that Arthur Abraham is still ranked that high by the WBO. And also, Felix Sturm is returning, or supposed to be returning. That's the 168-pound division. As you can see, James DeGALE is ranked. I got to actually update my rankings. Some names may have went up or down, just by 1 or 2. So I got to make sure that's cool. Let's give you a full screen look. 27-2 with 21 KOs. Also, another question is who's going to televise this fight here in the States? I wonder if Showtime International is going to pick it up. Usually when that happens, we usually don't find out about it maybe about a week or 2 weeks before the fight. Showtime International, meaning that since it's in the UK, over here for us in the States, is going to be a midday card. So they're going to be getting in the ring about 5:45 or so, something like that. The potential's there for Eubank, man. It's there. He lost to a one-armed Groves, though. Couldn't not get him out of there. Anyway, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.